Welcome back to Lit Snippets. You know us, we're all about getting to the good stuff in books fast. And today we're diving into An Academy for Liars. Alexis Henderson, she's the author. And we're going to focus on what makes this book tick, like the whole premise, the characters, all that good stuff. No spoilers, though, we promise.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so ready to jump in.
Absolutely. What really hooked me right away is how Henderson takes this classic idea, like a magic academy, and flips it on its head. Like, we've got Drayton College, right? And at first glance, it's like, okay, typical school, but then bam, the classes they're teaching, anything but normal.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like Spells 101 or anything like that.
Right.
It's all about something else entirely.
Exactly. It's all about, get this, persuasion.
Persuasion, huh?
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
But hold on, it gets even crazier. This isn't like convincing your friend to share pizza.
Oh, no.
Henderson takes it way further. She's suggesting that persuasion in this world, it can actually, influence reality.
Wait, seriously? Like bending spoons with your mind kind of stuff?
Kind of, yeah. It's like she's saying, what if our thoughts, our words, could actually shape the world around us?
Whoa, okay,
Yeah.
that's a whole new level of power.
Right. Definitely makes you want to keep reading. So we've got this wild concept.
Yeah.
And then Henderson throws in our main character, Lennon. This girl is running from, a seriously messy past, and she kind of stumbles into Drayton almost by accident.
Oh, so it's like she wasn't even looking for it.
Nope. But Drayton, it seems to find her.
Interesting. So tell me about Lennon, what's she like?
Well, she's tough, resourceful, driven, but she's also got these inner demons.
Ooh, I like a character with some baggage.
Oh, she's got plenty. Like, we get these hints about family issues, this need to be in control, and a deep fear of letting anyone in.
It makes you wonder if those vulnerabilities, the things she's running from,
Yeah.
are exactly what make her, susceptible to Drayton's whole deal.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Like, maybe Drayton is looking for people who are already kind of.
Yeah. People who are already primed for that kind of influence.
Exactly.
And speaking of influence, have you gotten to the part with the phone booth?
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
So creepy, right?
Totally. Like, it's this super old school phone booth, totally out of place.
Right. But it's like a gateway to Drayton. You step in and
Yeah.
boom, you're in this other world.
Yeah, it's like a portal or something.
Exactly. And then there's Benedict, this professor. He's the one who kind of guides Lennon when she first gets to Drayton.
Yeah, what's his deal?
He's mysterious, for sure.
Yeah.
But he drops these little hints, like how everyone has applied to Drayton in a way.
Huh. What does that even mean?
He says the testing, it starts at birth.
Whoa. Hold on. That's kind of freaky.
Right, like we're being watched, judged, even before we know it.
And then there's that whole Rat King thing.
Oh, don't even get me started on the Rat King.
It's disturbing, right?
So messed up. All these rats, tails all tangled together,
Yeah.
can't break free.
It's like a metaphor or something.
Totally. Like, what if it's about the students at Drayton? Their fates all intertwined, maybe even controlled by someone else.
Makes you think, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like this big question mark hanging over the whole book. What are the ethics of having that kind of persuasive power?
Yeah. Is it a good thing, a bad thing, or something in between?
Right. And Henderson isn't afraid to get into the messy stuff. Like, we
Yeah.
see these hints about dangerous experiments, rivalries between the students.
It's intense. And then there's this looming threat, this sense of darkness, running through everything.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It makes you wonder what Lennon will do, how far she'll go to get what she wants.
And what about Drayton itself?
Yeah.
What are they really after? What are they willing to do to get it?
So many questions. So, what do you think? What's driving Lennon? Is
Yeah.
it just this need for control, or is there something else going on?
That's a tough one.
Hmm.
And that's what makes An Academy for Liars so gripping. It's not just about magic and cool powers.
Oh.
It's a deep dive into, ambition, vulnerability, the dark side of wanting power.
Whoa.
It's seriously thought-provoking.
Okay, you've definitely got my attention.
Good, because we're just getting started. Is Drayton helping her or using her,
Real.
for their own twisted goals? Because let's be real, Drayton itself is like this whole other character. It's powerful, alluring, and definitely a little bit creepy.
Oh, for sure. And those dangerous experiments we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
What was it about those that really stood out to you?
Well, it's how Henderson connects Lennon's powers, her persuasion to her personal trauma.
Oh, interesting.
It's like her ability to influence reality. It comes from this deep need to escape her past. Like maybe even rewrite it.
Okay, I see what you mean. But that kind of power, It's got to be tempting, right?
Totally. But also unpredictable.
Yeah. And it seems like she's not totally in control of it either. Like those weird episodes she keeps having.
The visions.
Yeah, those. It's almost like there's something else at work here, something bigger than her.
Right. And then there's the whole gatekeeper thing.
Oh, yeah. What was that about?
So apparently there's someone who can control the boundaries of Drayton, like literally control who gets in and who doesn't.
Why would anyone want to do that?
Exactly. What are they hiding? What's so important that they need to keep people out?
So many mysteries. And just when you think you're starting to figure things out,
Yeah.
Henderson throws in a curveball. It's like she wants to keep us guessing,
Yeah.
keep us on our toes.
Totally. You never know who to trust in this book. It's almost like a thriller,
Yeah, yeah. But with magic and stuff.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so addictive. You're constantly second guessing yourself, trying to figure out who's playing who.
So it's not just about the plot.
Nope. It's about the characters, their struggles, what motivates them. It's all about desire.
And how those desires can be manipulated,
Yeah.
right? Like taken advantage of.
Yep. Definitely. Especially in a place like Drayton, it makes you think about power, how it works, not just in the book, but in the real world too. That's what I love about Henderson's writing. She takes these big, fantastical ideas, magic, other dimensions, all that,
Mm.
and then she grounds them in real human emotions,
Yeah.
things we can all relate to.
So even though it's this school for liars, we're still connecting with the characters on a deeper level.
Exactly. We see their vulnerabilities, their desires. It makes us question our own choices, What would we do in their shoes?
Totally. And even though Henderson doesn't give us all the answers,
Yeah.
the journey is definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really makes you think, like, what happens to these characters after the book ends?
Yeah.
What are the consequences of all the stuff that went down at Drayton?
Right. And based on what we've read, it seems like those consequences could be, well, pretty serious.
Yeah, Henderson doesn't sugarcoat anything. Like, there are these hints about people betraying each other, making huge sacrifices, even like losing themselves completely in this pursuit of power.
It's dark, but it's also like super thought-provoking. It makes you ask yourself, is all this control, all this power, is it really worth it in the end?
And that ending, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's definitely a cliffhanger.
Oh, for sure. It leaves you with so many questions like, what happens next? What does it all mean?
Exactly. It's not one of those endings where everything is tied up in a neat little bow.
Ah.
It's more like Henderson just opens his door, just a crack, and lets you peek inside.
And what you see is kind of unsettling, and it stays with you long after you finish the book.
It's the kind of book you want to talk about with someone, like debate what happened, what the characters did, why they did it.
Totally. And it might even make you question your own beliefs about like influence and persuasion. Like how easily could we be manipulated, without even realizing it?
Okay, so to sum things up for our listeners,
Mm-hmm.
if you're into books that blend fantasy and psychology, books that keep you guessing and make you think,
Yeah.
then An Academy for Liars is definitely worth checking out.
It's a story with layers.
Yeah,
On the surface, it's this cool tale of magic and secrets.
right.
But underneath all that, it's exploring something much deeper, like what makes us human, why we crave power, and that blurry line between influence and manipulation.
Like Henderson is holding up a mirror to us,
Yeah.
making us look at ourselves and the choices we make.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes it so powerful.
So to wrap things up, here's a question for you to ponder. How much control do we really have over our own minds, and where does influence end and manipulation begin? That's something to think about, maybe after you check out An Academy for Liars. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll be back next time with another book breakdown.